Well, I've been getting questions lately, quite a few questions actually, about how to disassemble, replace the seals, and reassemble a lift. This is a direct lift pro cycle, so I'm going to show that or demonstrate that right now. It's a lot easier if you have two people doing it. I'm by myself, so you may see me struggle. See, I have side extensions, so those need to come off. They're not light, and I'm not a spring. Now, Handy recommends that this be done with the lift turned upside down, but I don't think it's necessary to turn it upside down. I don't even take off the tire clamp, which means that I need to turn it on its side this way to avoid the handle. I'm showing you everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Getting lighter every second. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can flip it over. There we go. Now let's see if I can open it. I'm only doing this as a demonstration. There's nothing wrong with my lift. It doesn't need seals. I'm just doing this to see if I can demonstrate a way to do this without making it too hard. Now, so I'm able to move this even though my seal's good. I've got wooden blocks holding my air valve open. That's why I'm able to move the lift, because the piston is moving inside the cylinder there when I do that. I was trying to see if I could figure out a way to take out the bolts without taking out this rod. And I don't know if I can do it or not. Let's see what size those are. That's an 18. Let's see if a 17 will get it. Went the wrong way. That's a 19. It's got to be an 18. Alright. get the other bolt out. That is the tricky part. The more this is up, the angle of those is going to be flatter. Let's see, that's an 18. So one reason I'm doing this is to help people simplify the process. I have heard of multiple people that have had issues with their lift. When I say issues, I mean like they hear an air leak or the lift is slow to lift, and then they put their bike on it, lift it up, put it on the locks, and then the seal collapses and it won't lift the lift off the lock. So then they've got a lift up on the locks with a loaded motorcycle, whatever, and they can't get it down. So then they're stuck trying to change the seal with a lift that's standing with a motorcycle on it, and that is a super dangerous situation. I would not recommend you trying to change this with the lift standing on its lock. I did it once and it was a huge mistake. I'll never ever do it again. Okay, so my cylinder is now loose. And I should be able to pull it out. Let's see if there's an easy way to do this. Here it goes. And there it is, it's loose. But it's heavy. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it all the way out. There it is. Now, I'm going to mark the lift to indicate which way it came out, because I want the nipple for the air hose to be pointed to the right. So I got to remember to do that. I'm going to go ahead and take off my air hose just to make this simple, because I'm going to take the lift or the cylinder over to a bench. So okay, the lift cylinder is free. I'm going to pause camera for a second here. So there's a couple of things I want to point out. Number one is on the end of the lift underneath it says to oil this thing. And there's a hole at the top. I don't know if you can see it. Right back there to squirt oil in on occasion. This is the official warranty tag that was on my machine. I understand a lot of times those tags don't make it over time and fall off. One thing I want to caution you about, when you go to reassemble your lift, you must make sure that that roller is in place in the groove. If not, you have a very dangerous situation again. Okay, I've got the lift on a bench, and I was going to show you the condition of the interior of my cylinder. There's zero rust. I rebuilt this about 18 months ago, and it's still in perfect condition. There was a little slight surface rust when I rebuilt it, and I just used a little Scotch-Brite and steel wool to clean it up, and it still looks like this now 18 months later. Okay, to open the cylinder, it's either a 27 or 1 1/16 inch. I had put just a little bit of non-hardening RTV right here at the base to seal this. Out comes the piston. This groove in this piston is approximately 14.5 to 15.5 millimeters wide. The seal in a standard rotary or direct lift seal kit, the kit number is YG09-9180. It comes with a 14 millimeter seal. However, there are some old direct lift cylinders that have a groove that's 10 millimeters. So their standard seal kit does not include a seal that will fit their piston. What happens is some people take their piston and have this groove widened to about 15 millimeter, so this seal, a standard seal that's included in their kit, will fit. In the other end of the cylinder, there is a small U-cup seal like this, and it rests on the bushing. Don't worry about the color of the bushing. These plastics can be made in any color. White, black, doesn't matter. It's the material it's made out of that's important. So this slides into the cylinder like this. There is a little lip that comes against inside, and it stops it from going all the way through. And then you would place this seal in a groove on top of that with the hollow pointed out into the cylinder, so that it will go into the cylinder inside up to the flange. To take out the old seal, you need to get a pick and reach up inside and just hook this seal and drag it out. And then you should be able to push out the old bushing or bearing from the outside, push it into the cylinder. Then you want to push this one in, and then install this seal going in like this in there. And you can fold or crease these seals, it's not going to hurt them, to get it into the groove. There is a groove inside the cylinder that seal fits into. So it sits like that. Now you'll see that this cylinder, or piston rather, also this seal has a hollow place, and it also fits in toward the interior of the cylinder. So the cups face each other on the seals because they're trapping air between them and the air is pushing them apart. Okay? Okay, if you get this apart and you don't remember how it came apart or goes back together, this area here is for the end of the rod. So the rod fits firmly in there. So there's a hollow place there for the rod. This is for the head of the bolt. So this is the interior. The seal U-cup is facing this side. Now I'll show you how to install it again, but let me get a little oil to relube it since I've been handling it. Okay, so once you get the new bushing in and the new seal inside, you want to put the rod back in and then you want to look inside with a flashlight and make sure that you didn't dislodge the small seal when you push the rod through it. Mine is in place. I have lubricated the seal and the flange, the bevel, and I've lubricated the seal really well. I am going to pull the rod out just enough that it allows room for the seal. I'm going to very carefully and try to get this seal in as squarely as I can. I'm going to gently tap it in place and try not to there it goes. Now it's in. Now I can push the rod in, and now I've got to line the rod up to the hole that's in the piston. You can feel it with your finger. It's in. Now you simply start the bolt again. Give it a few dugga-duggas, and it is together. A little bit of oil has ran out of my cylinder, but that's okay. You're supposed to keep them lubed. And now it's time to put it back on the lift. And now it's time for the fun part. This is the part I've never done before by myself. Lifting this up and putting it into those holes. So we'll see how it goes. If I am capable of doing it myself. If not, I'll be needing an assistant. Hopefully I can do it. It's not light, and I'm not a spring chicken. So far, so good. A flat washer, then a lock washer, or spring washer. The plate is canted a little bit. There we go. to a standard 3/8" ratchet. Looks like I could have used that to take it off. A standard 3/8" ratchet with a what did I say earlier? 18 mil. So it's basically back together. All I gotta do is flip it back over and install the bars and sides and reattach my hose. Let's see how hard it is for me to stand it back up. Okay. I don't have the cylinder all the way in exactly right. This goes like that. There we go. Okay. There we go. And the rollers are in place. And let's see if I can turn it back over.